In this video tutorial, we will look at the various ways to arrange diagram links. The easiest way is to apply one of the available automatic layout algorithms. When links cross each other, you have several options to visualize the cross point. The Route Links option tells the links to go round diagram nodes instead of passing over them. There is a method which routes all links in a diagram at once. Another option is to use custom anchor patterns. They specify the docking points for nodes. These are the points where links can connect to and from nodes. Let's start. We create an empty web page and save it in an empty directory called link overlap. We copy the two JS diagram libraries that we will use, MindFusion Diagramming and MindFusion Common, in the directory of the project. Then, in the same directory, we create a new JavaScript file that we call link overlap. It will hold the code for our application. In the HTML file, right before the closing body tag, we add references to the three JavaScript files that we have in our project directory: Diagramming, Common, and Link Overlap. Then we add a canvas element where the diagram control will render. It is important that we provide it with an ID. We are finished with the web page for now. Let's start editing the JavaScript code behind file. We add some namespace mappings and we initialize a new variable called diagram. We use the static createControl method of the abstraction layer class. We set an instance of the diagram class using reference to the canvas element. We set big bounds to the diagram. Now, if we open the web page, we can start drawing nodes and connecting them. Let's get back to the source code and add the cycle that will create a set of nodes to render when the page loads. We initialize bounds property that will be used to set the size of newly created nodes. Then, in a cycle, we use the createNode method of the static diagram factory class to initialize 10 nodes. We cycle through all newly created nodes, which we get through the nodes property, and create a link between each of them and a random other node. The link is created again with the diagram factory class, this time with the createDiagramLink method. Now we create an instance of the layered layout. All layout classes are in the graphs namespace. Particularly for the layered layout, we use some of its properties to customize it. You can check the online documentation about the available options. Here we use sifting rounds, layer distance, direction, and more. If we refresh the page, you will see the 10 generated nodes, connected with random links and arranged with the layered layout. Each time we reload the page, we get a different diagram. The diagram nodes and links do not look very sophisticated, so let's style them. We use the theme class and create two styles. The style class exposes properties for brush, stroke, stroke thickness, text color, and more. These are standard appearance properties, which we can assign to any diagram item. In our case, we create two styles. one for shape nodes and the other for diagram links. We add them to the styles collection of the theme and assign the theme to our diagram. Now if we refresh the page, you can see that the nodes and links look much better. What we'll add now is a select element to the web page. The select will allow us to apply the layered or flowchart layout. We combine it with a button. When the button is pressed, the selected layout is applied on the diagram. In the Apply Layout method, we check which index is selected. If it is the first one, we apply the layered layout, which we already know. If the second index is selected, we apply the flowchart layout. Both layouts are applied by calling the Arrange method. At the end, we call Resize to fit all because we want the diagram to span itself, if needed, in order to accommodate all its items after the layout has been applied. If we refresh the page, you will see that now we can arrange the graph in two ways. So, applying a layout is the fastest and most effective way to arrange links and nodes in a flowchart. We demonstrate the layered and flowchart layouts because they are the most universal layouts and yield good results in a lot of the cases. The next option that we will add is the possibility link routing to be applied. Link routing means that links go round nodes rather than crossing them. We add a checkbox and handle its on-click event. In the event handler, we check if link routing is enabled. If yes, we call set route links with true. Now let's create new nodes and connections. When we enable link routing, the links start to go around nodes and consist of multiple segments. Of course, when you apply a layout, you have all links arranged at once. Routing of links can be applied on all links at once with a method call. Let's add a button that does that. In the event handler of the click event, we call the route all items method of the diagram. Now we will add a combo box that allows us to change the link type. You have 4 types of links, which you can choose from. In the event handler, we assign the selected link type to the diagram. The available link types are polyline, which is the default, SP-line, Bezier, and cascading. Now as you see, links have different control points depending on their type. That also affects how they align and get arranged. You can manipulate the control points of links programmatically as well. We will add a checkbox that makes the links rounds. Note that this property is used only by cascading links, but it is worth demonstrating. In the event handler, we check if the combo box is checked, and if yes, we turn rounded links on. We will set a big radius for the angle built by link lines so that the effect could be easily visible. Now if we choose the link type to be cascading, you can see how the radius of the bent that two consecutive link segments make is big, e.g. the bent is rounded. That's what the rounded links property does. We will add now a combo box with the options for link crossings. There are scenarios where you cannot avoid overlapping links, but you can choose how the intersection point gets visualized. We add a select element with the available link crossings options. They are arcs, cut, and straight. We get the selected index in the event handler method, and then we set the respective link crossings type. Let's try it. Here are crossing links. The straight option is the default one. Then we'll try arcs. Here it is. And cut omits a section of one of the links. The last thing that we will demonstrate is the anchor pattern property. This is the possibility to define where on the node sides links can come in or come out. By default, you can attach a link to any point on the node's edge. By defining anchor pattern, it gets much easier to align the incoming and outgoing links of nodes. We will assign the custom anchor pattern on newly drawn nodes if it is turned on. So we handle the node created event. There we define an instance of the anchor pattern class and add some anchor points to it. The anchor pattern scales the provided anchor points to match the size of the real node. So we imagine that we have a node 100 by 50 points in size and adjust the anchor points accordingly. We also use the mark style enumeration to give the points different visualization. We also assign a new brush to the node to make it stand out from the predefined nodes. We refresh the page and check the custom anchor pattern checkbox. Now you can see that the anchor points we've defined are marked the way we want it. It is much easier to dock links and align them symmetrically. In contrast to a node without anchor points, where we have to adjust the link position, the anchor point docks the link in a given location. If we want the node to appear pink while being drawn, you have to color it in the node creating event as well. It is done in the code that you can download from a link cited in the video description. That was all for this video. Thank you for watching and thank you for your interest in MindFusion developer tools.